Guest at Ranil-Basil Meeting. Lasantha gets in Sagala's way. Common candidate proposed by Buddhist monk. Divine punishment for Columbo's 7 big shot.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
Guest at Ranil-Basil Meeting. With May Day celebrations now over, there is talk again that a general election is going to be held first. Several weekend newspapers as well as social media posts claimed so. The Irida Deshaya said the SLPP has decided to ask the president again to dissolve parliament and go for a general election. Its General Secretary Sagala Karyawasam said the party will contest elections under its lotus bud symbol only. The same newspaper said in a different article that the parliament will not be dissolved before the second week of June for any reason. It quoted a top government spokesman ruling it out, noting that the Electricity Draft Act has to be passed on priority basis. It is under such circumstances that Basil Rajapaksa called on President Ranil Wickremesinghe again on Sunday afternoon at the latter's residence at Paget Road. At his 5th round of talks with the president since his arrival from the US, Basil was accompanied by ex-diplomat and chief of Pathfinder organisation Melinda Moragoda, who works closely with both the Indian and Chinese governments. Ranil met the duo soon after his talks with visiting Japanese Foreign Minister Yoko Kamikawa. They discussed political matters for a long time. Basil's suggestion to go for parliamentary polls first was rejected again. "We are at a disadvantage if a general election is held at this time. No one will gain a clear majority. The country will become anarchic again," Ranil noted. The talks were cordial, and Ranil took his leave, saying he has to attend a wedding. He promised to meet again soon. Presidential Secretariat sources described it as a productive meeting, while Basil positively answered questions raised by the media. "A few of our people close to the president fear a general election. They want to continue in power for a few months more at least, so they exert pressure on the president not to dissolve parliament. But I did not insist, because the president must have a plan of his own," he said. But some SJB MPs, knowing the person, say Ranil will definitely dissolve parliament and go for parliamentary polls soon. But top officials at the Presidential Secretariat say that Ranil has no intention of doing so until such time the international guarantee comes that Sri Lanka is free of bankruptcy. Lasantha gets in Sagala's way. Almost all in the opposition say Ranil will not contest, and even some government members are not so certain on that account. But, going by the conduct of the UNP Management Committee including Wajira, Ravi K, Akila and Sagala, as well as ministers Prasanna, Tiran and Kanchana, Ranil is a certain candidate. Some in the opposition and civil society activists are targeting them, especially National Security Advisor Sagala Ratnayaka, maybe because he is campaigning separately. A complaint has gone to the Election Commission that he has violated election regulations. The complainant is senior journalist Lasantha Ruhunage, deputy editor of Anida. Being chief of staff of the president, Sagala cannot address a UNP meeting. Also, he was introduced at a meeting in Kuliapitiya in March as the UNP's national organiser. Can he hold a political party position while being an executive grade officer of the government? Ruhunaga asks further. At this meeting, Ranil promised to double Aswesuma benefits. Giving a promise at a political meeting over a welfare programme being carried out at state expense amounts to a misuse of state funds, Ruhunaj adds. With local government polls announced and the UNP handing in nominations, the said meeting effectively took place during a period of an election. But Sagala has not taken the complaint seriously. He finds his responsibilities at the country's highest office to be of utmost importance. Just prior to May Day, Sagala had run a social media campaign. Results of the commitment for nation building will be seen today, Sagala had posted on his X and Facebook handles. Common candidate proposed by Buddhist monk. With most parties seeming frightened of the national people's power, some suggest the UNP and the SJB unite and share the presidency and the premiership. For their part, Wimal Wirawansa and Udaya Gamanpila talk about a patriotic presidential candidate. At the same time, a popular Buddhist monk is behind moves to field a new powerful person by leading parties. He has held secret talks with top figures in the UNP, SJB, SLPP, and the SLFP, but not their common enemy, the MPP. His proposal is to collectively meet the challenge posed by NPP's Anura Kumara Dissanayake, who is much in the public limelight. Several countries have also got involved and already given certain support. These countries are summoning party leaders to discuss their conditions and agreements. This Buddhist monk is aided in the plan by several ex-presidents, businessmen and artistes. He is from a well-known temple near Columbo and is already active politically. State intelligence is on alert to find out this powerful person. Divine punishment for Columbo 7 big shot. Lightning struck the Columbo 7 official place of the head of a top institution who faced strong public opposition some time ago. It happened some days before the new year. At the time, the man and his wife were there. They were unhurt, but electrical equipment worth many hundreds of millions were burnt. Since it happened in the middle of the night, the man is trying to keep the incident a secret. But the Red comrades in his workplace are spreading it, saying it was an act of divine punishment. Anyway, the entire country will lose the grace of divinity if the correct decision is not made at the upcoming presidential election. Debt restructuring that proves to be a formidable task needs to be carried out successfully, or else the future will be difficult. That's it for today.